What is up, ladies and men of less than gentle nature? NoZoupForYou here, and today we're gonna kind of put commentary aside. It's been a little while since I've done a help video, a help an instant type video, so I think that's what we're gonna do today. So, with that being said, I want to cover the top 5 commander skills. I'm gonna go over the first 4 tiers of commander skills, but I'm gonna cover 5 skills within those. And really, these are the first skills that you should take. They are the most important skills in the game, in my opinion. And I think it's important to cover these because a lot of you have gotten new ships from the Santa crates. A lot of you are also getting ships that come with 10-point commander skills. And conveniently, that is enough to fill your first 4 commander skill tiers. So with that being said, I'm going to go through the top 5 right now. So let's get started. Tier 1, you are always going to take, under the endurance category, priority target. This should be the very first thing you take, regardless of what type of ship you are, minus carriers. And I'm really not approaching this as if I'm approaching carriers because 8.0 is coming, the carrier rework's coming, and they have a completely different set of needs as opposed to the other classes we have in the game. So the first commander skill you're going to take is priority target. And the reason why, you want to know who is aiming at you. This is extremely important in a destroyer, especially if you're capping. It lets you know if ships are aiming at you, and we all know that if you're aimed at and a shell hits you, the cap gets reset. If you're in a cruiser, it's important because it tells you, wait, I've got 3 ships aiming at me, I need to hide behind terrain or go dark. And even in a battleship, it's important because it could tell you that you've got 5 ships all aiming their HE at you. So your first commander skill, the very first one, you're always going to take priority target. Moving on to the second tier. Now this is where it varies if you're a destroyer or if you're a cruiser or battleship. If you're a cruiser or battleship, the first thing you're going to take is expert marksman. And the reason why is this helps your guns turn quicker. And let's face it, there are some battleships that have very, very slow moving turrets out there. This speeds it up just a little bit. Cruisers the same. And the reason why this is so important is as you turn, as you maneuver, this helps you get your aiming on target. Now some people might make the case for high alert, which decreases the reload time of your damage control party. I would cycle back and get this later on. You really want to be able to get your turrets moving quickly. That's why I take expert marksman for cruisers or battleships. Now, if you're a destroyer, the very first 2-point commander skill you're going to take is always going to be last stand. Always, always, always. You're never going to take something other than that on your first 2-point skill. And the reason why is this keeps you alive. It keeps you moving. It keeps you turning. Last stand is probably one of the most important commander skills you can select as a destroyer. So, we've gone through 3 already. Those are your top 3 right now. On tier 3, you're going to take Superintendent. Regardless of your ship. If you're a destroyer, you're going to take it. If you're a cruiser, you're going to take it. If you're a battleship, you're going to take it. Because that gives you an extra heal. It gives you extra smoke. It gives you extra speed boost. The only thing it might give you extra that really doesn't matter is the spotting aircraft. And I think it's kind of ridiculous that it gives you an extra one because some of these ships you're lucky if you can even use 6 in an entire round. But that being said, Superintendent is very important because it helps your survivability. And when you help your survivability and you stay in the game, staying in the game helps your team win the fight. So, your third commander skill, you are always going to take Superintendent first. Now the other things you can circle back and pick. There's some other important commander skills here. Demolition Expert really helps on some ships. High tier destroyers, survivability expert's good. Your tier 9 and tier 10 destroyers, that's very helpful. Some ships you'll want basic firing training, but that first skill you should always take is Superintendent. For your last commander skill, if you're given a 10-point captain, for that 4th commander tier, you're always going to select Concealment first. Concealment Expert is probably one of the most, if not the most, valuable commander skills in the entire game. This decreases your detectability for destroyers, cruisers, battleships, and even aircraft carriers. It might be a little less important on aircraft carriers, but it is an extremely important skill on destroyers. It's extremely important on cruisers, and it is extremely important on battleships. You want to make sure that you take this every single time. Now there's other important skills here at Tier 4. Again, you can circle back to get these. Fire prevention is an important one for battleships. If you're doing a secondary build out, advanced firing training can be very important. But again, the most important one is going to be Concealment Expert. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are your top 5 commander skills right here. These are the first 4 or 5 you should select, depending again if you're in a destroyer or a cruiser or battleship. And once again, just to go over it, in Tier 1, you're going to select priority target so you know how many people are aiming at you. Your second tier, you're going to take Expert Marksman to get those guns turning quicker. If you're in a cruiser or a battleship, if you're in a destroyer, you're going to take Last Stand, and only Last Stand on that first go-through. Tier 3, you're always going to take Superintendent first. And last but not least, on Tier 4, you're always going to take Concealment Expert first. My goal with this is to help you newer players out. It's to help you all get a leg up when you get in there and select commander skills that are useful to you and actually complement your gameplay and help you survive. And I hope that this does that for you. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you all out there. Zoop out.